First off, everyone loves the blades. This is my Spyderco stretch sprint run in HAP 40. Basically laminate HAP 40 core. As you can see, focus. Has a beautifully patinaed blade. If this damn thing will actually focus. And performance of HAP 40, I'm very happy with it. Holds a great edge. I'm very excited for Spyderco releasing Rex 45 run blades this year. The 420, the SUS 420 stainless sides, sorry, the SUS 410 stainless sides are doing excellent. There is no oxidization or rust or anything happening on this. I have not had any problems with the stretch. You know, a lot of people don't like the stretch series. Personally, I actually say it's one of my favorites. You got a lot of different colors. You got a lot of different steels to choose from. You got a generous lanyard hole to customize it the way you want. And even though the blade is fugly, this is perfect ergonomics. Like, I can be cutting cardboard or plant material as I do with my job all day long, and this thing is perfect. And you can choke up with the jimping, the perfect jimping on the front and back of the blade. You can even choke back from the generous belly on the rear of the handle. Back locks are my favorite because they're so simple, easy, ambidextrous for carrying left or right hand. This is one of my left hand carry blades. Usually left back pocket or left front pocket, zip tie mod, so it can wave open on that pocket catch. The only problem I actually have had with this blade is the very last pin here on the handle has become stripped. So when I need to disassemble for cleaning, as with the plant material that I'm using to cut with is dried, and all the shaft from the seed pod heads are so fine that they do get into the mechanism sometimes. Not enough to cause any hang-ups or jamming up on the locking mechanism, but enough that at least once every 2 months or a month in the summertime, I do require a deep cleaning to be done on my blades. So that's where a little bit of the rip in the FRN came from, because I can loosen the pivot, these body pins, take them out, and then I basically just take this whole scale and pivot and slide it around backwards. Then I can get into all the mechanisms with a compressed air, and I usually get a Q-tip, like an ear tip, and dip it in hot soapy water, run it through to clean everything. Then I'll get a shop cloth or a microfiber cloth, run it over to dry out the inside and clean out the rest. So this is a 10 out of 10 carry, but if I want something a little more heavy duty that I've been carrying the last 2 weeks, XHP Recon 1, large size 4-inch blade. I know, it's not super tactical anymore. I'm not tactical anymore because I put a shiny pocket clip on one side. Sometimes on the cold steel blades, I enjoy putting 2 pocket clips on them, so this way I can throw it in literally any pocket, and I've taught myself to become ambidextrous using knives so that I can take it out and carry. I'm slowly starting to sand down portions of G10 here because I basically want to take these scallops on the finger grooves and draw them out a bit farther. It doesn't need it, but I just think it's just a fun project to do over time. The Recon 1, I'll do a review on it later, and a deeper review of carrying it as an EDC item later, after February. And with the DLC coating and the XHP blade, I'm not getting rid of this guy because of the lack of XHP you can find on the market these days. The watch is a Bulova. I don't know too much about watches, but this is probably going to be the only EDC review update you'll see of my watches, as this was a gift from my grandpa when I graduated college. It's great. It's got several features. You got a tachymeter. You can use it as a timer. It shows you the date on the bottom corner there. These numbers in the right light, just a few minutes, they'll glow in the dark. So that's a nice feature. This I can throw in a cargo pocket, back pocket, or one of my coat pockets. This is one of the many altoids tins I have squirreled around. And here's an example of what I usually like to have in mine is a couple band-aids. This is the Johnson & Johnson brand band-aid with antibiotic cream that's already on the band-aid. Super cool, especially if, being a knife guy, sometimes you do get bit by your favorite tools. So having something that's quick and easy to help clean and dress the wound is always appreciated. The top's ferro rod with 2 magnesium strips and 1 ferrocerium rod strip. A couple packets of salt. Highly underrated item to be carrying around. One of these quick fires. I've got a needle and thread. I've got a pair of tweezers. This is for removing ticks and bugs or splinters and whatnot. Safety pin and a couple paper clips that you can improvise into fish hooks and whatnot. So the final kind of items in here. This is my little medication tin, which is just old mint tin. So in there you've got Advil, you've got an antidiuretic or 2 hiding in there, and then Gravol, because there's just something about flying that is not good for me. So popping 1 or 2 of those before a flight, I pass out after takeoff, wake up, I'm at the destination. It's time travel. Other thing here is a micro fishing kit. You can see the hooks, small clear lining, string. For taking care of my tools, I've got this Kershaw XL knife care tool. It's got different Torx bits as well as a flathead driver here. And these bits are good for my spydercos and my cold steel. So you got yourself, let's see, I'm not too good with the names on all these, so S2, PH2, E4.0, S2 110, T6, and a T8 in that kit, and it all fits inside its own housing here. And the really nice thing about this tool is it's also got a magnetic tip, so you can just pop it in. You don't have to worry about your driver falling out. It's got nice knurled jimping along the side, so, and also on the top of the cap here, so it's pretty easy to take out. And on top of the cap, I've also got a small rubber O-ring as well. So in theory, if you had a long stick, you could actually like stuff this thing full of, say, like fire starters, like quick tenders, and then just pull it out. And the last thing I have hiding in here is some super glue, because you never know if you need to quickly repair some gear or something like that. And me and lots of other friends have actually used super glue as a very quick improvised wound dressing, because you just wash out your cut quickly, use some hand sanitizer or something, dab it dry with paper towel or whatever, and then just squirt some of this over top and stop the bleeding. At least for me, Probably not very good medical advice, but having some of this to close up a crazy wound, yeah, it's a lot better to have it than not. Alright, so there's just a quick look at my basic EDC. I'll do another one soon. This is kind of, I guess, more of like my extended EDC. This isn't direct, this one and this one isn't always directly on me, but you get the idea.